Hello, hello. I'm live on Instagram, live on YouTube. Today's live is about how looking for validation of other people prevents you from changing your own reality. Is it all real that if you are looking for the validation of other people's realities, hello, Bianca, will you be able to live everything you desire? If you worry too much about what other people think, um, do you think you will end up being controlled by their opinion? Has it ever happened to you? Has it? I'm Jefferson. I am an Access Bars facilitator, and I am an Access Consciousness CFMW. And if you would like to know more about tools to change your reality radically, and also the reality of your clients, if you work with consciousness tools, you can follow my content here on Instagram, on YouTube as well, and watch this live, how to get better. So I have given sessions to people that started having bigger changes on different aspects of their lives when they acknowledge they could go beyond the point of view of only validating what other people expect from them. When the expectation of other people's became not the only option anymore, the change became bigger. And maybe you are facing some things like this, saying yes to everything and everyone, thinking that everyone else is right and you are wrong, doing things that you don't really enjoy, but because other people want it, then you go and do that. Maybe you are not having clarity about what you would like your life to be like, about what you desire, what you would like to live. Look at this from this perspective. If you are frequently living from other people's point of view, why would the clarity of what you would like your life to be like show up for you anyway? If you're not going to use that, if you're not having the courage to choose and be that, so what else is possible? Today we're going to talk about a few tools that facilitate this. Okay, so you also may be facing things like sacrificing your time, your money, your energy in order again to validate other people's realities. Or even worse, maybe you are feeling locked up in a situation that um, the other people that are involved on those situations doesn't want the same thing as you, and you feel like if you say that, if you speak up, if you show up with your true desire, that's going to create a huge problem, that's going to create more problem instead of creating what you would like to have. So what are the possibilities for changing this? um, I have been through many things like this myself. I have been through this place of always living based on other people's realities. And when I learned about access consciousness and some other informations I'm going to mention here, these started changing. These started changing significantly. Significantly. English is not my first language, but I think I speak well, right? So, and I choose to share it with other people and to work with this because I learned on this path of of consciousness and accessing more consciousness. This is very fun. This is very fun. In first place, it's so fun when you do some facilitation and you join access classes, and also that working with this is a way of making these tools present in the majority of my time. And so those are a few of the reasons. And when I gift what I know for other people, and when I say gift, I'm not saying just giving for free. I saying when I deliver something that is able to create change on someone else's reality, that is very gratifying. So how does it get better? So how much contribution can this be for you, as much as or even more as it is being for me? Thank you, Bianca, also for watching, and you're welcome. How to get better? So I have lived. I'm from Brazil. I live in Brazil currently, and I am Brazilian. And a few years ago, I have lived in India for 1 year. I lived in Mumbai. And so I would like to tell a short history of something that happened there that changed my perspective in life. There, the trains are quite full. If you get a train there in Mumbai, they don't even close the doors of the train. There are people. If you look on the internet for Mumbai trains, there will be people on the doors holding, and they will be outside of the train because it's really full inside. And then the people that are inside will be holding these people on the door by the shirt or by the backpack if you are using one, so they don't fall out because the trains are very full. And I would take the train every day to go to work and come back home. I was living in a neighborhood called Kandivali and working in a neighborhood called Goregaon. And one day I was on one of these trains coming back from work, and I was getting close to the Kandivali station where I was going to get out. When you are in those trains, and mainly when we're in the middle, because it's very full of people, you need to go closer to the door to get out with ease. Because for some reason, people won't wait. People that are in the station won't wait the people that are in the train to get out in order for them to start to getting in. As soon as the train stops, it's chaos. People getting in and getting out simultaneously. So it's better and easier if you go closer to the door. And for some reason that day, I didn't do that. I was just waiting in the middle of the train. Um, I think it was on the beginning, I guess, and I was not really aware of that. And there was another person near me. It was an Indian guy, and he was a local person, and he realized I was looking at the door, and I started asking people like, "Excuse me, can I pass? I want to get out." But that's not the way it works there. So he looked at me and he said like with intensity in his voice, "You need to do your own way. Nobody is going to do that for you." And that sounded for me not exactly like a suggestion of how to get out of the train, but it shifted something in my mind, like a life lesson. I was like, wait, it is not only about the train. Maybe it is a guru, an Indian guru pretending he's a citizen. What's happening here? He was saying that I don't, because the train was very full, I need to get between the people and get out instead of just asking people to give me some space because it was really full. But that phrase, "You need to do your own way. Nobody's going to do that for you," um, sounded like for life. Mainly because I used to believe that if I would share with someone else that what I'm looking for in my life, my dreams, my desires, the other person, the person I'm sharing something with, would always agree and support it. And maybe the main thing is that I would even think it was the people's duty to be like that. That people should be like that. That everyone should be like that with each other. Like if you want something, why won't I support you and all of that? But that is a point of view, just an interesting point of view I use it to have. Because is it all real and is it true that if you desire something for your life, everyone else has to agree with that and everyone else has to support you on that. um, and then from that moment I started to realize that in reality I should be the main person interested and taking actions on what I desire for my life and living. It was the beginning of a change. Of course, it was not only that phrase that started making all the change, but it was a relevant point on this. And when I started access consciousness, when I got to know about access consciousness way later, um, I lived in India in 2015, and I did my first access bar session on the end of 2018. Um, and then when I started doing access and learning more and studying more about it and joining the classes, workshops, doing more sessions, I I saw that this is one thing that is very present. That is even a core thing for changing your reality and creating your life as you desire, which is to not function from someone else's point of view, but functioning from your knowing, your awareness. We used to invalidate what we know and what we would like because other people cannot receive that or cannot get that as we can. And this is one of the invitations I have for today to take a look at it from a different perspective. Okay, so it's not uncommon that we will fall in the illusion that thinking that other people desire for us the same that we desire, and even expecting that from them. Uh, and is this true? Is this true that they desire that as well? And is this true that they should desire that if they don't? And even funnier than that is that even when we know that someone else doesn't desire the same we desire or is not supporting us, we tend to go through something that is a blind faith. How many times you went to a person and you are like all joyful and happy and enthusiastic about something, and you tell them, and they're like, "Ah, interesting," but it's not really interested. They're just like, meh, okay, cool. And then your energy goes like this. Oh. And then a few days later, you just forget that that person functions like that, and you go again and you're like all shining and bright and oh my god, look at this is what I'm thinking, this is what I'm doing, blah, blah, blah. And this person like, cool, okay, good for you. And then you again put your energy down. And that's one thing, we tend to forget that. And the first exercise for today is about this. And this is important because I see this happening with people, and this happened with me repeatedly. I mean, many times, and it's something that is like Like if people are unaware of it in the daily life, in their daily lives, and also unaware of how important and how relevant it is for you to create your life and keep the enthusiasm, the energy, the joy of you. Okay, so um, where can we begin with this? Where can we go here? I wonder what is available today. I wonder what is possible. Um, so observing, if you start to observe, to pay attention to the people you live with, to the people you spend your time with, and mainly the ones you share your dreams, your desires, your achievements, or even your difficulties, the things you are trying to outcreate. And if you start to perceiving if they can receive it when you share, and if they can contribute to it, and if they are willing to, or instead of that, if they are functioning from a different agenda, from something like if they are biased unconsciously or consciously. What do I mean? For example, if you achieve whatever is your target, okay, you are willing to have a new business, you are willing to go to to move to another city, to another country, whatever is your target. If you achieve that, that thing may cause changes on your relationship with that person. For example, the time you will spend together, even the things you use it to do together, or the subjects you use it to talk about with that person. And if that change is not comfortable for them, even if they like you a lot and you like them, uh, that will cause an impact on the other people, on the other person's life, that in some way they will try to not really support you, but look like they are supporting you. That's where when they say, "This is interesting, this is cool, but this is very difficult, no? Don't you think it's risky?" Or other things I'm sure you have uh, heard, you have listened from people that these passive aggressive comments, you know, and I say that mainly if your change is not comfortable for them. So, for example, it is really common that people that start doing, they get very enthusiastic about it and very happy about it and very um, aware of the possibilities, and they try to bring everyone else together from family, their friends. They start telling these things, and the other people cannot receive that as much as you can, and then some people lose the shine. How many people that on their first access bars class or on the beginning they were like, "Oh my god, this is so great," and then they start telling other people, friends and family, trying to get them together, and they don't receive that the same, and then they start doubting the change they can get from the tools. So as I was speaking, if your change is not comfortable for other people, maybe they won't receive it well and won't be able to contribute to that as well. And they might be biased, which means they will have a tendency to disencourage you, to make you give up, even if it's not clear, even it's not like if they are not even if they are not really open about it. So the idea is to be present with that. Okay, I know I'm talking a lot, but it's important to create the context here. I will get to the tools in a minute. So the first thing is to not get paranoid with that. Okay, like thinking that everybody is trying to trick you or lying to you or whatever. The invitation is really to be present and perceive who are the people that when you talk to them, you get you become greater, you become more shiner and brighter and happier. And who are the people that when you share with them your life, your dreams, your achievements, you become less. You become like, oh my god, what happened here? And to be aware of that. Okay, so how can you know that someone is really interested in contributing to you and to what you're looking for in your life, or if this person is biased? Um, and this is important because you, when you acknowledge that, like there's some freedom that shows up, like, oh my god, I don't need to function from that lie anymore. I don't need to function from that the point of view of that person anymore. One of the things you can do is to use a tool, an incredible tool that is taught on the Access Bars class and on other Access Consciousness class. That is the question you can ask mentally when you're talking to someone. Truth, 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 truth. When you ask truth, the person has to say the truth, or you know the person is lying. And that is one of the laws of the universe. Okay, and the idea is not exactly to say it out loud and throw in the face of the person that he or she is not being totally true with you, totally honest with you, unless it is what is required. On some situations it might be what is required, but the idea is to really be present with what is going on and to not put yourself on, on this trap again of sharing your life and your joy with people that are not really interested in you having that. Um, Another tool you can use is perceiving your body. So your body is a sensitive being that is giving you information all the time. When everything that is light for you, when your body relaxes or feels more joyful, that is a truth. And when it is heavier, when it's more contracted, usually it is a lie. So you can perceive how your body responds in the presence of each person you spend your time with. I I use it to have the experience with a group of people that I use it to hang out in the past. That when there it was like everybody in the group, it would be very um, contracted for my body and for me to speak. And when a few people, I start by doing this, I started identifying what was going on. When a few people would get out and then other part of the group would stay, then it would be much easier for me and much. I would get much lighter and I would be me way more. And when I was again with the other part of the group, it would contract. And I realized that were the people with more judgments and the ones with less judgment. So that started creating ease for me because every time I would hang out with them, I could see who would be in that night or who was inviting me for that, and then make easier choices instead of functioning from a general perspective of that entire group of people. So the idea here is exactly to acknowledge who are the people that is going to be more joyful, more funny, more lighter to be with, to spend your time with, to share again, to share your dreams, your desires, your achievements, what you're working on, uh, and separate that from the people that when you share your life with them, you get out of the conversation down. You get out of the conversation without energy, without the enthusiasm you had before. Um, so again, if your body is light, uh, it is usually a choice that is going to work for you. And if it is heavy, most of the times it will be a choice that's not going to work for you. And it also applies to the people you hang out with and talk to and spend your time. How does it get better? How is it going? So, if you know how to differentiate, does this word exist in English? If you know the difference between the people that, wait, a call. Hello, I'm back. If you know the difference between the people that are really supporting you and really desiring your the best for you, and the ones that don't, does it give you more freedom? Does it give you more ease? I would say yes. That's my point of view, but I ask you to perceive for for you yourself. Okay. So many times, feelings like not having uh, joy, being like unhappy, not having interest in life, not having any motivation, are in fact caused by the people you are living with, you are spending your time, that are again putting you down, slowing you down, uh, sometimes even in subtle ways. Then here is the co-creator of Access Consciousness. He has a phrase that says, before you think you have depression, just figure it out if you are not surrounded by assholes. What else is possible? Um, and then the thing is that you so many times those are people that you like and they like you, and then you spent so much of your life with them, like maybe long term friends from childhood, and you're just not willing to acknowledge that side, that they are actually judging you or not really willing to see you grow, because it would make them uncomfortable. Sometimes even on their reality, they are doing something great because they don't want you to take risks or to change too much or to whatever. And then another question that you can use, and you can say that if you wish to, like 10 times a day for 10 days, or even better, just perceive how many times would work for you and how many days. Follow your knowing. Is this one: what energy, space, consciousness, and choice can I be to be surrounded by friends and let go all the frenemies with total ease? What energy, space, consciousness, and choice can I be to be surrounded by friends and let go of all frenemies with total ease? You see that the word is frenemies, not enemies. Meaning that a friend is someone that supports you and doesn't judge you. And a frenemy is a person that looks like a friend, but in actuality, it is judging you or not desiring your best. And sometimes it's disappointing to acknowledge that. And that's one of the reasons we tend to avoid that and make ourselves blind, that functioning from blind faith. Great. So this is the end of the first part. Um, we are talking about how looking for the validation of other people and their realities and their points of view prevents you from changing your own reality. And the first part was this, to acknowledge what is the reality of the other person. Okay. The second part, now that we can go a little deeper, is take a look at the willingness of receiving judgment. So when you choose something for your life that is different than what the people around you are used to, that's different than what fits on your reality, it tends to generate. It tends to be uncomfortable, isn't it? That is a place where so many people will stop themselves. But why? What for? For what reason? Why is it that when you are going to expand your reality, but it makes other people uncomfortable, maybe mainly the ones you live with or you are close to, why does it make you stop? Imagine these two scenarios, these two. This is again an exercise. Okay, so let's go one scenario and then the other. So imagine two, but let's start with one and then the second. On the first one, you are on the main street of your city, okay, and you are in the middle of the street, and on each side, on each sidewalk, there are all the people that you know and that knows you. Everybody, everybody's there on one side and on the other, and they are looking at you. And you have a microphone, and you have to tell them everything about you, your most secret dreams, your most hidden vulnerabilities, the things you think are right about you, the things you think are wrong about you, the things you think you did good, and the things you think you did bad. And I say you think because good and bad, right and wrong are judgments. Okay, so they're not really true. And true. Would you tell everything uh, without changing anything, or would you adapt this to something that they can receive that would create less judgments about you, that that would create less, how can I say, you get the idea, like or even would you run away from that? And I'm not saying that that you have to go out and tell everything about your life to other people. That's not the idea. I'm just um, showing how we tend to hide ourselves or use some kind of masks in order to not receive judgment, or in order to not annoy other people, or to be seen as weird, as crazy, as whatever. Now imagine the following, the second scenario. You are in nature, you are on an open field with trees and animals, or if you would prefer the beach or another kind of place, but with no one else, no other people, only you. You can talk to the air or to the trees, or to the sea, whatever works for you, but no other people. And then you need to say the same, to do the same, to talk about you, to talk everything about you. In which of those scenarios it would be easier to say everything without making up things. Which of those scenarios makes you lighter? If I think of walking on a street with everyone I know on both sides and having to tell everything about myself, it's easy to know because on our daily lives we tend to be to function from a place where we are not going to get more judgments, and then how many times we end up cutting off parts of ourselves. Okay, so and I think that some people, even on the second scenario, on the nature with no one else around, would uh, make up some things because what if there's someone hidden here listening to what I'm saying? And another way to look at that is the things you think of you and of doing on your life when you are alone, when you are listening to music or watching something you like, and comparing that to what you tell other people. Again, I'm not saying that the idea is to go out and tell everybody everything about you, because, as I said first, there is this side of perceiving with whom it will be greater to share about your life. I'm just bringing these analogies to bring up this place where we are using masks and hiding ourselves, and and acknowledging that yes, there is this place we are not willing to receive judgment, and there is a tool for that as well. How does it get better? And that is really understandable that you don't want people to be talking bad about you or people judging you or eventually people think you are crazy or whatever because your ideas are too different than what people used to choose uh, around. And then I would like to ask you, what if this weirdness, this craziness is exactly what the world requires of you? What if this is the gift you can be for the planet? Thank you, Bianca. Bianca says, thanks for everything. I'm happy you're enjoying, and thank you for watching. How does it get better? What else can we access here? What if you stop avoiding being wrong? And what if you would stop trying to prove that you are right according to other people's points of view? Who would you be then? What if you can mess up things sometimes? How different can you be? What would make you really happy? When you start to choose that, it is possible, or even it is probability that people around you will react to that. They will judge that. They will try to give you justification. Easy for me to say. They will try to give you justifications for you to stop with it. They will say it is risky, it is difficult. Uh, Maybe you even start having some discussions with everybody or with somebody, I say, and or you will have to leave people behind, like to this on this path you end up not having the same friendships or, as I said in the beginning, spending less time with some people. And those are some things we tend to avoid. Some of the reasons we will look for validation instead of creating our own reality. So, what wrong choice from other people's point of view can you make today that will give you more freedom than any right choice. And a tool you can use, a question that you can also ask as many times as you perceive works for you is what energy, space, consciousness, and choice can I be to receive judgment with total ease? What energy, space, consciousness, and choice can I be to receive judgment with total ease? Because the judgment you are not willing to receive is your end point. You cannot go beyond that. And if that is the path that is required for you to create your life, and you're not willing to receive that judgment, will you create your life as you desire? And remember, a judgment is a judgment, is not the truth, it's just the point of view that other people have about you or other person. And mainly, what if judgments are lies that people use to control you? What else is possible? That's it for today. Thank you so much for being here. You can follow my content here on Instagram and the YouTube channel. The links will be on my bio. There are also online sessions that I offer with access tools, and soon there will be some online workshops. How does it get better? Thank you, Bianca. Bye bye. Thank you.